Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a really good one for you today. I am in Dana Point, California. A subscriber recommended Baby Beach, and I've never actually been down here, which is very cool. But the cool thing about this place is you can actually launch the paddle boats and kayaks from here. Got a launch area that you can use. Very cool. So much to cover in the news right now. First things first, our economy is in a very precarious spot, and it seems that the federal government wants to do something that we see a lot here in Southern California, and that is that rich people and our federal government is trying to borrow itself into prosperity, and you can't do that. My grandfather used to say you can't borrow yourself out of debt, but these people don't understand that you just can't borrow yourself into doing well. And again, people do this to make themselves look a certain way. So we're going to cover a lot of this in today's video, the national news. Please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. Plus, our video today is sponsored by Silverton Metals, and their ticker symbol is SVTNF, and you'll hear a little bit more about them later. But let's get into it. The retail sales numbers for October, everybody's jumping up and down because they are at 1.9% above what they were the previous month. Guys, okay, I don't know about you, but everything I see from retail sales is an absolute disaster right now. There's nothing about it that appears solid. People may be spending a little bit more money, but you're not seeing, realism in this marketplace. As we get to Black Friday, as we get to the holidays, we're starting to see real cracks in all this right now. And you're seeing inflation at an absolute all-time level that we haven't seen in almost 40 years. Once we get the latest numbers, you're going to see that inflation is going to be at, it's over 31 years right now. It'll be at a 41-year level. And you need to have hedges against that. You need to do something to protect yourself from everything that's happening right now. First thing you can do is you can definitely get rid of your bills and trim the fat right now on excess spending, your credit cards. Get rid of things like that, guys, right now. I'm going to cover a few other things with the economy as we go through this video, but there are people right now that are suggesting that interest rates have got to be risen to a normal rate so that we can slow the inflation level down. Because inflation is going to get so much worse right now, right before our eyes. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I want to know what you think. This video is conducted on behalf of Silverton Mines and funded by Gold Standard Media. Silverton's ticker symbol, again, is SVTNF, and they are a miner silver company. They are an exploration company that is in the development of silver mining in Mexico. They have 100% interest in 3 different properties in Mexico for silver mining. The 3 properties are located in Fernasco Coronado, La Posada, and Noyet in the Durango area. This is something that is 100% owned by Silverton, and they are experts in the exploration and development of silver mining. Their management team is first rate, completely dedicated to the project of moving Silverton to the complete next level. Now, Silverton Metals is a Canadian company, and they mine in the richest mining area for silver in the entire world, and that's Mexico. Their 3 properties are located within an area that's already doing very, very well, and their goal is the complete exploration through their 100% ownership in these mines to really excel and to get the maximum exploration value and silver value out of this. Silver's about to hit a boom right now. If you look at just the automotive industry right now, there's 60 million ounces that's needed every year for just the automotive industry, and Silverton plans on capitalizing that. Take a look at their website, silvertonmetals.ca, and their ticker symbol is SVNTF. As inflation becomes a bigger problem, you're starting to see more experts come out that lived through it. Once again, if you want to talk about real estate, I'm not interested in some guy that's done it for 5 or 6 years. You haven't seen anything. I want to talk to an expert like Scott Walters, who's lived through the hell of 2008. That being said, you look at someone like Stephen Roach. Stephen Roach is a former Fed economist who is talking about inflation and how disastrous it is right now for all of us. And he says the Fed clearly doesn't have a financial memory when it comes to inflation. They need to go back and remember how bad inflation was in the 70s. Now, this man clearly is old enough for that. He's works with Morgan Stanley as a fellow now with the company and making recommendations. But he thinks that interest rates should be raised immediately right now. Shouldn't wait, raise them. Worry about the balance sheet later. Stop this nightmare right now that is inflation and fix it immediately by raising interest rates. So that being said, guys, what do you think? Do you think that interest rates should be raised? Oh, we can't service the debt, Dan. You don't understand. It just won't work. It's impossible to do that. Guys, I'm telling you this right now. Things are going to get so completely bleak and completely out of control financially if we don't do this. That being said, share your thoughts on this, but Mr. Roach, I give him credit for this because he's the one saying that this has to be fixed immediately and we need to raise interest rates. Now, the next thing is a lot of people out there still have retail businesses or warehouse space or office space or whatever, to run their business, whether you run a car repair shop or whatever you do. The city of Los Angeles County, that is offering rent relief for everybody that has commercial real estate and makes a payment on that. Here's the thing. They have up to $40,000 in free rent relief. This is huge. You've got to look at your county and your city and your state to see if there is any type of personal rent relief for your business. This is absolutely huge and will make a huge, huge difference moving forward and running your business. You can get up to 40 grand from LA County for your business right now. Now, if someone has not paid rent in a substantial amount of time for their business, this could be the savior that could fix everything. And again, I would not do this if it's not going to make you stay there. If you're going to move, okay? But if you need the rent relief and this is going to mend a relationship with your existing landlord, fix it. Do it now, guys, because it's a great program. You have to have under $1 million in revenue. They've got some guidelines. You can take a look at this, but this money is available around the country. Take a look at it and see if it's available in your state and your city. With the latest infrastructure bill, you're going to see bits and pieces of things like this that are going to come out. Constantly look for it. I will remind you as this stuff becomes available, but the problem with this is that the bureaucrats that run these programs are not good at sharing this information. They're not on social media. They don't go to the news very often. And you need to find out about this and take a look at the link below if you're interested in that and Mr. Roach's interview as well, because it's worth reading and watching. The most used industrial metal in the world is silver. Okay, there's a 1 ounce silver coin. I love physical silver. I love going to get it. I love just 1 ounce pieces. I think that's the way to go when it comes to physical silver. Physical silver right now is around $25 an ounce. It's incredibly difficult to get. I went and looked at 4 different locations this week locally, and none of them had any silver. Completely out. One guy had a few ounces of rare collectible silver, but again, if something is $25 an ounce right now, the most you would pay it on a premium to physically get it, I think, is about $5. Pay a little sales tax on it, and you're a little above $30 for that. But can you get your hands on it? That's the problem. The silver usage right now is absolutely insane. Car usage right now for electric cars, silver usage is over 60 million ounces a year. By 2025, it's going to go to 90 million ounces. The solar industry uses over 110 million ounces of silver a year. Medical uses, electrical uses, everything is used in abundance with silver, and it's only growing. There's a limited supply of silver, so it makes it very valuable. The cellular industry uses silver in the phones, in the towers, and also with the 5G networks. They all use silver. You use silver for the medical industry. It's a great biocide, which makes things, kills germs. It also covers medical equipment, and the design and fabrication for many medical components that are out there use silver. Again, it's the most used industrial metal on the planet, and there is a limited supply to it. So how do you get your hands on it? If you can't get physical silver, you buy silver mining stocks. It's just the way to do it. You know, the one thing that people have pushed on me is if you don't hold it, you don't own it, okay? Well, okay, that's great, but what if you can't get your hands on gold and silver? You can't afford it, okay? You can buy these silver mining stocks that are inexpensive with an experienced management team, and you can get yourself ahead of the game very easily. Everything with the health crisis has been a worldwide problem. It just has. You have to look at what is happening in other countries and look at Turkey. Turkey is on the verge of complete economic collapse. The lira that they use has dropped in value an absolute ton. It's basically, you know, you're going to be able to wallpaper your house with a lira soon. But they're talking about a Fed meeting. They're meeting this week, their version of the Fed. And inflation there is over 20% right now. When I read this, I at least gave them credit because they were honest about that. So, you know, the rest of us telling us that unemployment's very low at 4.6% and our inflation's at 5.6, I don't believe it. I believe ours is at 20% as well. And, you know, what's going to be the hedge against it? Now, with all this inflationary news, you have to look at the other professionals that are talking about hedges against inflation. Claudio Cesani from Blue Source Wealth Management, he's talking about two things, Bitcoin and silver. And he says that every portfolio should have that, and you should have different silver investments in every portfolio. He sees that as the only thing that you can get that's going to fight inflation and be a hedge against inflation. For 200 years, silver's always been currency. It will continue to be currency, and it will be something that will be in more demand than ever right now. You know, when you look at the scarcity of this, and you look at mining stocks, you look at Silverton and their play on this, this is exciting right now. Take a look at it, SVTNF, take a look at it. Once again, I'm always amazed at these places like this. And, you know, here you've got this beautiful marina, you can walk around. You've got sitting areas like this, guys. You can just sit there and be by yourself and work and get a cup of coffee and just basically get some stuff done without any interference from anybody. You know, you've got the paddle boarders out here, out paddle boarding. It's just really cool. So, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he's brilliant. He is talking about how the Fed has completely lost control of inflation, and the Fed is clueless as far as what the average person needs right now. That being said, he has 3 hedges against inflation that he thinks everybody should have in their portfolio. And the first one he thinks is Bitcoin, the second one he thinks is gold, and the third one he thinks is silver. And he thinks that silver is the most undervalued asset on the planet right now. And he thinks that if people knew the industrial uses of silver, they would buy more. And yes, it's the lesser third cousin of the 3, but people need to look at silver as an investment. And again, Robert Kiyosaki is somebody that I value. I value his opinion. I value his expertise in finances. And take a look at that. And the article's below, you guys can read it too. You can rent paddle boards out here. You can rent the sailboats. But the cool thing about this place is there's the launch boat that you can get. There's a sailboat coming in right now. Kind of quiet out here, but I've never been to this beach before, and it's really, really peaceful. It's at the end of Dana Point Harbor. You've got, you know, the museums, and the tall ships come down here throughout the year. It's a great article out of Bloomberg talking about how inflation is absolutely destroying families for this Christmas, and it's only going to get worse. But the news is very conflicting. This is what I get a kick out of. Stephanie Rule, who is the NBC correspondent over the weekend, said that inflation wasn't a problem, it was going to go away. And now she's backpedaled and said that there's basically two types of America, which she's totally right about. There's the super wealthy and the poor, and it's affecting the poorest people the most. This is a massive problem with inflation, and people cannot get themselves out of this. If you read Business Insider is saying that all the analysts and everything's pointing to the fact that the economy's back and that everything's back on track and we just need to move forward. Well, this is insane right now because the economy is not back right now. People are not in a good spot right now. You cannot get a car. Houses are completely unaffordable. Rents are at an all-time high and getting higher. They are kicking people out of their homes that didn't pay the rent. Businesses are shuttering at record paces. Restaurants don't have products that they normally have. I mean, this is just absolutely nuts to think that, hey, we're back, everything's back to normal. There is a shortage right now of fertilizer. Okay, and you're going, okay, who cares about that, Dan? Well, you should, because if you like things like, let me think, apples, carrots, onions, celery, basically anything grown, they need this thing called fertilizer to make sure the plants are healthy. And you can say, oh, I only use organic. Well, they do too, okay? They use fertilizer in organic farming as well. So this is an absolute mess, and nobody believes that things are back to normal as these people are trying to pitch to us. Now with Silverton Mines, John Theobald is the CEO of the company. The whole management team is dedicated to the exploration and development of silver mining, and they've just got an extensive history. Their goal is to be the premier mining company in Mexico for silver. With all the industrial uses that silver has, this is the perfect time to be getting into something like this. There's never been a better time for small-scale silver mining. And when you see this region, you can click on the links below. There's so much to this, and there is a tremendous amount of silver that's already been found in the area. Now, I'm not giving financial advice, but one thing that you have to look at is a company like this that's dedicated to massive upside potential through their exploration of mines that they already have, the acquisitions that they're trying to acquire right now, and the experienced management team. This is going to lead to a huge upside potential for their stock. You've got a stock right now that's basically trading at 50 cents a share right now. SVTNF is something to take a look at, and I think that if you're into silver, you're into mining, you want to hedge against inflation, everything points to silver mining. And when you look at the management team and you look at everybody involved in this, this could be an absolute winner. Mexico has long been the leader for the mining of silver, and Silverton has got a great plan to get themselves profitable. They formed proper alliances within the industry, and it's incredibly inexpensive right now to be part of this. They own 100% of the properties that they're involved in right now, and it's the perfect time to take a look at this. So remember, take a look at SVTNF, Silverton Metals. Got links in the video description below as well. I'm gonna finish this video with these few last stories. And Michael Burry, owner of Zion Capital, he was made famous by Christian Bale in The Big Short, and he called the housing debacle early and made a fortune from it, but he's a smart guy. He's had a Twitter rant with Elon Musk over the course of the last couple weeks, and he just shut his Twitter account down, which he's done in the past before, but he's just fed up with Elon and with all the responses back and forth from everybody that this guy started. So he quit Twitter. So I'm sorry to hear that. Next thing is the lovely Big Mac from McDonald's. The Big Mac is 50 years old. Who knew? Okay. McDonald's has a promotion right now that they will sell a Big Mac on Thursday. They will sell a Big Mac for 63 cents. Okay, you can get it between 6 a.m. and 10:30. You can get it from the original price. The original price for a Big Mac was 63 cents. Enjoy. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Please take a look at our sponsor, Silverton Metals, SVTNF, and share your thoughts. please don't forget to the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. This baby beach is really cool. I mean, it really, tide's going out right now, but you can launch the paddle boards from here. Just a fun place. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I will see you very soon.